And we're back here. News Talk 95.1 FM, 790 AM, KFYO mornings. This is Thursday. It's KFYO, and that means it's time for your Car Pro Jerry Reynolds on line one. Give him a hand, ladies and gentlemen. How are you, Jerry?
Hey, guys. Doing good. How about y'all?
Was that a good intro for you?
Man, that was nice. Thank you. I didn't hear the applause.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't hear it on your end.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay. I'm
What
sure
are you
it's
driving?
deafening there.
You got a nice ride this week.
Oh, I do. I tell you what, I've loved these things since 2015 when General Motors completely changed everything. I've got the 2019 GMC Yukon Denali XL. This is the long wheelbase. So this is, I would think of it as an upscale Suburban. It's about the same size. They're made here in Arlington, Texas, right outside of Dallas. And boy, I tell you, when they made the big changes in 2015, these things really got popular. And still today, they're selling like crazy. I mean, that assembly plant out here runs often 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, just to keep up with demand. And when you drive these things, you understand why. Really nice ride and drive, super quiet inside. One thing that I did notice about this one that I didn't notice before, and I don't know if they've made a change, but it's got a really tight turning radius, which is very important in a vehicle this size, especially if you're driving, in town and trying to make U-turns with it and that sort of thing. So although it's large, it's easy to drive. It's got seating for 7 people. It's captain's chairs in the second row, and then the third row seat folds flat into the floor, and then you've got all this cargo area behind. Very capable as far as towing. It'll tow 8,100 pounds. It's got a 6.2-liter V8, 420 horses, 10-speed automatic transmission. That's something new that they put in last year. It used to be a 6-speed. So the fuel economy on the highway is better. Not to say that it's good, but it's better. This thing's rated at 14 in town and 20 on the highway. I'm not getting the 14 in town, but actually doing slightly better on the highway than
great.
20. Yeah, so nobody buys this thing for fuel economy. Went to sticker price on this one, and it's loaded. It's got DVD player with 2 screens that are in the roof. A lot of nice options on this one. Power moonroof. It's got some really pretty 22-inch wheels on it. $81,000 on the window sticker. And this is a 2019. I know. They keep going up, and they keep going up.
Jerry, I'm telling you, man, I love the Suburbans. I have had probably over half a dozen of them. And the first one we bought was a 1973, a 73 model. And
Wow.
it had a 454 in it, and that's before rear air became real popular in those things. And I know we had a baby, and we set up a playpen. Now, imagine this. You fold the back seats down, set the playpen up right behind the front seats, and put the baby in it and head off down the highway. Now, that's before there was a lot of fuss about seat belts and things like that.
Well, yeah.
But that Suburban is a great vehicle.
Yeah, they have been forever. The first Suburban was made in about 1935, and the first GMC Yukon was made about 4 years later. So that's how long they've been around. I mean, people just love these things, and families typically go from one to another one to another one. Most of the people who are buying these new Suburbans, Yukons, Tahoes, Escalades are coming out of another one. And it's just, I think part of it's gas prices have remained fairly low, so gas is not something that's huge on everybody's mind, at least for now. And that makes a difference. But I tell you, boy, what a nice ride and drive this thing's got.
Yeah, I've always loved Suburban too. I am looking over your Car Pro USA website, carprousa.com, and it looks like you just put one up, an article about a class action suit against Tesla and Elon Musk.
Yeah, this all stemmed, and I've said it on the Car Pro show. He's kind of off the rails right now, and I don't know what's going on with him. He let he did an interview last week where he actually smoked a joint of marijuana, you know, on screen.
Yeah.
But
I heard
a couple
about
of weeks ago, yeah, I saw it. It's pretty interesting. A couple of weeks ago, he made a tweet that basically said that I'm taking Tesla private, not public.
And he added an amount that it was worth that he was going to pay.
Did. That's correct.
If he wouldn't have put the amount, maybe he wouldn't have gotten in trouble.
Probably not as much trouble, but I mean, you just don't do that when you're a publicly traded company. And so here comes the lawsuits because it varied the stock price greatly. I mean, it jumped up, and then another tweet that he did made it go down. And those stockholders that are out there, I mean, they're supposed to be protected against stuff like this.
Yeah.
That if it's not the company's fault, that's just life. But if the CEO of the company causes a drop like that, then they've got an actionable lawsuit. And sure enough, the first one was filed, and I would imagine that it won't be the last. And I'm not sure that the SEC's through with him on this thing.
Yeah, I kind of wonder if he'll be in other troubles.
Yeah, it does make you wonder, and he's going to have to get some help. He's just overwhelmed. Nobody can do as much as he's trying to do because obviously Tesla's not his only company, and it's had its share of problems. So, yeah, we got that story up. New review on the 2018 Mazda 6. And one story that I wrote, just because this is happening a lot, it talks about pull-ahead leases, where manufacturers will come to you if you're in one of their leases, 3 to 6 months from the end of the lease and say, hey, if you want to do something now, we'll forgive those last 3 to 6 payments. And a lot of people are leery of it, and I've been hearing a lot about this from listeners lately, and so I decided to write about it. And I kind of walk everybody through what it is and why it happens.
Is it a true forgiveness?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
It is. Your reaction is typical to everyone that gets these offers. What they want to do is they want to make sure you stay in the family.
Yeah.
Because when you're at the end of a lease, you may stay with the brand that you're leasing, but you have every right to go anywhere you want to. So if they catch you early and give you a real reason to lease another one of their vehicles, then that's a car ahead and one they didn't lose. So there's really no catches to it. If you get that offer and it's legitimate from the factory, then it's something to really consider because it'll save you a lot of money.
Yeah. All right. Well, Jerry, we want to remind people that you're on our radio station right here and on KFYO from 11 to 1 on Saturdays. And your website's Car Pro USA. There's a lot of really good information there. And if you're looking for a car, it's a great place to start. And
well, I appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you, Jerry.
A lot of information there. Thanks, guys.
You have a great day.
You too.
7:44. 7:44 this Thursday morning here on KFYO Mornings. A quick break, and we'll be right back.